The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Hey-o.
Good morning. How's Stratty?
Oh, Stratty was beautiful.
Magic. And you got the big storm. We were up on the Sunshine Coast watching the storms come across because it was a hot one. And we were just praying for that storm to hit, and you got it.
Yeah, Friday night.
Yes.
Friday night.
Stratty got it.
Stratty got
Yeah.
it.
I don't remember any storms.
It was bizarre, actually, because I'd been following the wind, and I was looking at the wind report on Friday, and I said to Levi, I went, this is bizarre. Between 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock, the Bureau was saying that the wind was blowing 35 kilometre an hour northerlies at 7 o'clock, but come 8 o'clock, it's forecasting that it's going to be blowing 35 kilometre southerlies. Like completely changed direction.
And you put two and two together and went, oh, it might be a storm.
And they got it right.
They did get it
It was
right.
ferocious.
Must be very rewarding for, the Bureau when they get things right.
When they actually get it right.
Yeah.
So they have a party or something.
Yeah.
So imagine being a weather girl, like all the persecution you'd cop for giving a dud read. Like,
Well, do you know I'm an identical twin, and my identical twin does the weather for Channel 9 on the Gold Coast and here in Brisbane as well.
Really?
On the weekends, yeah, and he's been doing it for years.
Yeah.
And one Easter, I was up at Harvey Bay, and I walked into a shop on a Sunday morning. We look identical.
Yes.
And I walked into the shop and I said to the bloke, I said, geez, it's quiet here this weekend because normally the bay over Easter would be pretty busy. And he says to me, he goes, yeah, because you've been bloody telling everyone all week there's going to be a big storm over here. You've kept everyone away. And the weather was beautiful. And it took me a moment to trigger that. I went, oh, no, you think that I'm the guy on the TV. That's my identical twin brother.
Oh, sure it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
No,
right.
you brought it, mate.
Always that twin brother. He's a dud in bed too. I've heard all about it.
No, he's the
Even
nutty
I
man.
didn't believe it as I was saying it. I'm better in bed than Luke.
No, you're right.
All right, all right.
I disagree.
I just got
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Luke Combs.
Yes.
How
yes.
was that?
When was that? That was Friday night.
I saw a
wasn't it?
news story about that, and I texted you. I said, "Were you there?"
Yeah, the news story was a little bit misleading, I thought, because it made it sound like
A weather report.
no, it made it sound like he came off mid set.
Okay.
and he didn't. It was before his set.
So what happened?
Well, it was just there was lightning. So
Oh.
then there's this thing that came up on the screen saying, "Warning! Please find shelter," and those sort of things. And then, but it was in my. I think the main support act had just come off, and it happened right then. So it might have delayed Luke Combs a little bit, but they were basically saying anyone on the field, or if you were exposed, get underneath the covers.
Oh,
and about
really?
half the people did. Half the people thought, no, stuff that. I'm keeping the spot.
Yeah.
You know.
And then
this is how I die. This is how I die.
Did he come back out after the...
No, he didn't come back out because he hadn't been out yet. So I think it just delayed him slightly.
Yeah, but he performed.
He performed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no drama.
Yeah.
So there was no interruption to the show other
No.
than it was a longer interval
Exactly.
between the opening act.
Exactly.
Right. And
Yeah.
it would have been a bit of a mosh pit out in the wings. Everyone's squeezing.
Yeah, everyone
undercover.
just pushed into those, the undercover bits where you go get a drink and stuff like that.
Was he good?
He was good.
Yep.
Yeah, really good.
Did it go off when they played that song? Nick, what's that song?
Fast
that I
Cars.
like?
Which one?
No.
When it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
Ash's favourite song that he never remembers.
Can't remember the
Yeah.
name.
Well, and that's exact. Like there was. I thought, I know that song. I probably knew 5 of his songs, but I didn't.
Oh, did he?
I couldn't recall them to you now, but I was like, oh yeah, that one. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah. It was one of those sort of concerts.
Did he sing Fast Car?
Yeah, that went off.
And how many were people wearing cowboy boots?
I've never seen what it looked like. Honestly, as we walked in, I thought every girl here looks like the Hook Tour girl. Like, honestly, every chick, Hook Tour. Like, that's what it looked like. And honestly, every chick looked like the Hook Tour, and I guess every guy looked like, I don't know, whatever that bloody equivalent is.
By the way, my boys were telling me that Hook Tour girl, she's facing possible prison time.
Is she?
Oh, was that for some fake Bitcoin or something?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
other?
I don't know whether it's fake Instagram news or not because it comes up on my feed all the time too. She's going to go
A
to prison.
coin or something that she monetized.
And she shorted it or something. She started selling it.
Yeah, it's
like
one of
she
those big
promoted it.
shorts or whatever
Yes.
they call it. I never fully understood that, but
Yeah.
where she goes, oh, this is the bee's knees, and then she sells her shares and it plummets. or
She
something-
made
something
money.
like
Is that what happened?
Yeah, it's called a pump and dump. You sort of build up the coin and then sell
I can't
shares,
believe
value
the
drops
tour girl
immediately.
being
So a
a
lot of
pump
people
and
lost money.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
I see we're doing some dream reading later in the show.
Now, I've heard about this. I've heard that you're very good.
Very good. I'm very
at
good.
interpreting
Very
He
dreams.
studied it.
I studied it for one. Like I did one subject when I was 18.
Did you do that to schmooze a chick? Oh, yeah, I'll go do it with you.
Didn't you did an arts degree, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
It's part of the arts degree.
No way.
When I say I did arts humanities. What
does that even
What does even that mean?
mean?
Exactly. So it was the airiest of airy degrees.
Mind you,
could
reading
do.
dreams is an important skill to have
It was probably the most fun I had at uni doing that course. Like I did.
because you're asleep half of it.
No, I was still fresh. I had a crush on chicks, that sort of thing.
I think it gave you an avenue too that you could express your ability to be able to bullshit.
It certainly sharpened my bullshit-ometer.
Yes.
I did I'll bring it in one day, a 2,000-word analysis of the semiotics of Bram Stoker's Dracula, where I pulled out all the lesbian elements.
That sounds like a porno, to be honest.
Yeah, it was.
Long-winded porno.
Yeah, but anyway, so I did that. But we did dream analysis. But I know it's a bit different. I had a dream last night, and it was the same. I saw a thing yesterday, the New Heights podcast with the Kelsey brothers. Those snippets come up on my algorithm all the time, and they had LeBron James on. Did you see that one that came up?
No.
And he was talking about how he thought in 2011 that he could play NFL. Maybe he took it seriously for a second there. For some reason, something in his career happened, and he thought, maybe I could give NFL a go. LeBron James is a famous basketballer.
Yeah, no, I know LeBron.
Yeah.
And I know
Everyone
the
knows
Kelsey.
LeBron.
Well, I knew there was one Kelsey.
Yeah. Well, there's two of them. They do a podcast together.
Yeah, okay.
Both footy players.
But LeBron was saying he used to dream about it back then, about playing NFL. But in his dream,
So was he playing NBA in 2011?
yeah,
Yeah.
he's been playing for God, forever now, 20 years, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. But he said in the dreams where he was dreaming he was an NFL player. He was doing the drills and everything before it, but the dream always ended just before the game started. And I had it's been happening to me. Like I had a dream last night, and I'm having Kardashian gummy bears, sleeping pills. Someone gave me some of them.
That's a sentence.
Yeah, one of the Kardashians has gummy bears, sleeping pill gummy bears.
Okay.
And I'm wondering whether, because I had I felt like the dream went all night, and it's just pointless dream. Like again,
like this.
this isn't. I'm not. Exactly like this entire thing. I was at a golf tournament, like preparing to commentate a golf tournament.
Oh, you weren't playing, you were
No,
commentating.
I was like getting the kit ready and everything in my headset, but for hours.
TV or radio?
That's a good question. I think it was radio, probably. Which is a weird thing for me to dream of.
Yeah.
Because I've done it.
Especially putting in any preparation.
But it was just. But
In his
again,
dreams, he prepares.
literally, as I was walking to the first tee, the alarm went off, and that. But so it was very.
So you didn't get to execute the...
No, but it happens a lot to me.
No, but that happens that happens to me as well.
So I know we're doing this later in the show, but do you get that?
Just when it's about to happen, and
Yeah.
then I wake up, but then I just lay there and I make it happen, and I make it all happen my way.
Whoa. We're talking about dreams, Nikki.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Jordan Mailata,
Ah, yes, he plays for the Eagles.
Philadelphia Eagles, and they've won their way through to the Super Bowl. They're going to be taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, which is... What's Taylor Swift's boyfriend?
Trav.
Trav, yes.
Yeah.
Trav Kelsey.
Yeah, they're shooting for 3 straight, but this Jordan...
It's never been done, by the way. 3 straight.
Hasn't it?
No.
What about...
Has he already got 2 in a row? The Chiefs.
Yeah, they have right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah.
I
No one's ever won
swear
3.
They
the
got the
last
gun
final
quarterback.
just happened. I feel
know, it
like
does
it
feel like
just
that.
happened.
Bloody-
And it was all the big hoo-ha about Taylor and Travis
Yeah.
and all of that.
That was
And
a
now
year
it's
ago.
here. Because, last night, hubby said,
was in
they're into the
Vegas,
final
remember?
again. And I went, what do you mean? We just had the final.
No.
Or am I just
No,
old?
it was a year ago.
It's
isn't it?
going quick.
Life goes quick as we
Lord.
get older.
So what's significant about Jordan?
He's an Aussie. It's only it'll be the first time that an Aussie has played in 2 Super Bowls. We've had other Aussies.
What was the extent of his
the past.
NRL career? Did he even have one?
He played for South Sydney, didn't he, Mitch?
Yeah, that was where he was signed, yeah.
He came through as a junior for South Sydney, but they told him that he couldn't play because he was literally too big to play rugby league.
Too big.
He was 150 kilos.
Was he really?
150.
What is he now?
I think he's about the same.
God.
Nick will probably know.
Can you imagine you running at
166.
that?
166 kilograms.
He's a unit.
He doesn't look fat.
He's just a unit, but he's too big to come up and back in rugby league.
That makes sense.
You got to go up 10 metres, back 10 metres, and he just couldn't do it because he's too big.
Just good for those short stints in
Oh, my
NFL.
God.
So he's like that dude from, what was it, Blindside? Is that the one with Sandra
Yeah.
Bullock?
Yeah.
He's just
Just
a
a
machine.
huge unit. Last year, he signed a 3-year contract extension for $100 million.
What?
He'd have to be. Would he be Australia's highest earning sports person?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, football for sure. Who's an Aussie that's
no
making more
complaints, no
than
complaints.
$33 million a year, and that's US.
Well, we should call Ash Barty and see how much coin she's made in the last. She would have done all right, but not
Not that
100 mil. Not
Not-
for 3 years.
Not from just a contract. Like one contract.
Oh, hang on, Nick.
Hang on,
Yeah, he's the second highest earner per year. Ben Simmons on $60 million a year is our number one.
60 mil.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
Is this going to be embarrassing, me saying who is Ben Simmons?
No, he's basketball.
Oh, okay.
But you wouldn't, unless you're an NBA fan, I guess you wouldn't really know who he was.
Yeah, he's a big star.
A big
but
star, yeah.
60 mil.
so
And
the
where's he
lesson
playing? He
is,
was like, there was all sorts of crap going on with him too. Did he just switch?
Yeah, his career's been shaky throughout the NBA.
What about that Jordan Mailata? Like in the NRL, if he had have stayed in rugby league, they have a salary cap in rugby league. Like the whole team has to fit. The whole team wages.
3 clubs,
is
isn't
it
it? What is it?
13 million? What's the salary cap?
Something like that.
Might even still be less than 13.
yeah, but he might have like a Red Rooster endorsement as
Yeah,
well.
that's true.
Filling the
I'm
coffers.
sure he'd have the man shake behind him.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Big shout out to all the kids getting ready. Their first day back at school. It's finally come around
So
today.
what's happening in your household?
It's actually a bit of a split. I've got two kids going back tomorrow, but I've got my oldest boy's going into his first day of high school today, and my little girl going into her first day at kinder. So,
Oh, it's a double whammy.
yeah, it's a double whammy, yeah.
Oh, the kindy one, that's a scary one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She couldn't be more excited. She's
Oh,
there,
really?
Yeah, she's there saying, you'll drop me off and then I'll say bye and you leave me alone. I'm going, all right.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how she'll
a
feel in an hour when it actually
might be
happens.
different when it actually happens.
There's
though.
a Kelly Clarkson song about that. It's called Miss Independent.
Oh, yeah. Very much like that, yeah.
It's incredible.
Wow, you hear that about little girls? Whereas little boys, they just want to hang out with their mum.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know how it works.
they love hanging out with their mum.
What have you got happening?
I've got my son starting high school today.
Which is grade 7.
Grade 7,
Yes.
which is different to back in the day when
Yeah.
we did a lot less schooling.
Well, did we do less schooling? I mean, high school
We
used to
did,
be
we
grade
did.
8. Have
We did a year
have they
less.
jammed another year in
Yeah,
it?
they put prep in.
Bastards.
And then you're doing high school sooner.
Yeah, they did
Yeah,
too.
right.
Because prep was never. We just started in grade 1.
We
But
didn't
now
need prep back then. We were like Gen X and Gen Y. You don't need to prep for anything.
Throw her straight in.
Yeah.
And did anyone ever pay for their kids before grade 8 to go to school? Like, even if a kid went to St. Aloysius of the Rastafarian Jesus followers, did you pay?
Yeah. I think private schools always cost you money.
Right.
in,
Yeah.
in primary school.
I feel like they're tweaking you now from kindy, right? That you're getting. There's some parents out there to be paying for kids from 4 through to 17.
Look, David, kids are expensive, mate.
I know that.
I would-
You have
I'd
no
avoid it.
idea.
Well, I get a fair idea from living vicariously through you guys.
Yeah.
Like if Luttsy earns $1, he has $1 to spend.
That's right.
I know.
spend
We
it on.
see it on Instagram. And it all looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It is.
Whereas we're just like,
yeah, but the flip side.
yeah, just alone at night wondering
I'm alone at
what it all means.
Crying into his pillow,
Shouldn't be laughing at this.
drinking vegetable juice straight from the bottle.
He's so lonely.
Told you that in confidence.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Oh, let's hope we don't need the dump button for our next guest,
That's
Mitchell
what-
James.
that's what I'm hoping
Hey,
too.
there will be trouble in the Lewis household.
There would be.
If we need the dump button now.
Oh,
We don't want to corrupt anyone's children, let alone yours,
Mm-hmm.
Mitch.
I'm already doing enough of that, on the weekends.
You are.
So who have we got here? We got James.
We got James heading off to
Mitchell's oldest.
my oldest boy,
What's Jimmy going into?
going into grade 7 as well, going into high school.
High school.
Oh, I can hear him there.
Hey, James.
Hello. Hello.
You're not going to swear, are you?
No.
Okay, because if you swear, it's not Nikki, and you have to pay the $1,000.
And you haven't got
Good luck
$1,000
with
bucks.
that.
That's a lot of lawns to mow.
No.
No, and he's saving up for a new cricket set as well. So those pennies, they're precious at the moment.
Oh, really into the cricket, mate?
Wait, you have to buy your own cricket set?
Well, he's got some, and then he wants to pay more. You know, we're trying to teach him how to.
The problem is
The
bats.
value of money.
I was at a
yes.
mate's house the other day. The bats, they outgrow them. You know, you're using a size 4 gun and more. All of a sudden, you need the size 6, Slazenger or something.
The grey nickel scoop. What's the big bat at the moment?
Yeah, what's the hot bat?
Yeah, what's the best bat out there?
James,
I think it's right now it's the Kookaburra.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's the most popular at this point.
Yep.
Is that what Sam Constas uses? Is he your favourite cricketer?
I think Linny's
No, I don't think so. I think I like Kawaja a lot.
Kawaja,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
Usman.
I think Linny's are still in the Grey Nicks.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he? Yeah, they've
Yeah.
stood the test of time, haven't they?
Yeah.
So
James-
high school buddy.
Are you nervous?
Very.
Is it a different school, James? Is it a completely different school, or are you just stepping up into the senior school?
It's it's completely different.
Right, so new kids, new
And
friends.
Do you have any wingmen whatsoever? Or do you have any friends going into Year 7 with you?
Yeah, I've got a couple of friends. Yeah,
Oh,
I think about 6.
Oh, that's heaps. You got a whole team.
That's
Yeah,
very good.
you got an instant crew.
Yeah, he's got a couple from his old posse that went in grade 5, and then the rest of them are going now. So I think you'll be right. They're all local too, so they'll be jumping on the same
That's
trains
good.
when they.
And you know what? Having said that, like, speaking from experience here, James, I switched schools completely. I got more friends from secondary school than I do from primary school. So it might be a bit daunting at the moment, but I think you'll find, as you get older, that you'll probably, most of your great mates you haven't even met yet, which is pretty cool.
That's fair to say. Yeah, there's
That's good, actually. Yeah,
all the
there's-
strangers today are the friends you haven't met yet.
That's true.
Now,
Now-
how's the uniform feeling? Because now I had this question last night, and I thought we had it resolved, James and I. But then Nikki, you were talking about the ties, and that at your kids' school they have to wear ties from day one. But James, are you absolutely certain that you don't have to wear a tie today?
Yes, it's only in the winter season
Right.
or winter term.
What winter? We don't have a winter
Yeah, it's
here.
true. We don't really have a winter.
It seems crazy when they send them like in September to school wearing
Slacks.
blazers and
Slacks.
Yeah.
Because I thought, I'm not doing the drop-off at the moment. I thought that'll be my contribution. I was putting into bed last night, telling them how proud I am of and all that, And I thought, you know what I can do? I can tie the tie. Like I haven't shown him yet, and I'm not going to do him. We're not going to teach him the cheat way, where you just sort of wrap it around twice and straight down the middle. We're going to do a full Windsor knot from day dot. I'm going to teach him how to do a tie properly. Just like I was taught, Ash.
The
no,
trick is, James.
Don't listen to him, James.
You get the tie, and then when you take it off, you never undo it.
Oh well, there's
Yeah,
that.
Just
So you
loosen.
have to do one tie for the whole year.
All 5 years.
Five
Okay.
years.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Although you haven't inherited your dad's big head, have you, mate?
I don't know.
No, he
Not
doesn't.
yet.
No, he's got a normal size
Well,
head.
isn't
Yeah.
it 6 years?
Oh, it's 6 years of high school. Yeah,
6
yeah.
years of high school.
6 years.
But where he's got, I think he's just more excited about the sport. I think that's where the friends will come. They've already been doing trials for their sport for the last couple of months.
really?
So he's been picked up for the volleyball team. He's keen to get involved in cricket. They play rugby league in term 3. He's still trying to talk us into letting him play rugby
Sounds
league.
like a good school you're rocking up to, mate. Do you know what house you're going into? Do you know your house name yet?
No, yeah, would he?
Yeah, they're called Gerard.
Gerard.
Gerard, what's the theme at your school? Every school has a theme.
No,
What's
they're
the-
just names, aren't they?
No, there's always a theme. Do you know what the theme is?
Um,
So is,
not
He's got to learn. There's like 10 houses, I think.
is
so
it like
there's a lot-
famous
Yeah.
French actors?
Oh,
I
you're asking
Doesn't
questions.
feel very
Mine
Brisbane.
was just like old boys.
Ours are like famous Australians, like notorious Australians.
Oh,
So
really?
there's
Kelly House.
Oh,
there's
like-
Bradman and Oliphant. And
Who was the...
I think a bunch of our houses are named after saints.
Oh, okay.
Saints.
That's what we had at my
You got
high
the
school.
religious
Oh,
thing
yeah,
going.
like Mary
Yeah.
McKillop and that sort of
Saint
thing.
Luttsy. I've never heard of that one.
No, it's not. I haven't been, what do you call it?
Sainted.
Saintedized yet.
Not yet.
Sainted
Two
time.
bits of advice, James, from me. You got to give him some advice.
Oh yeah, advice.
Find the toughest kid and punch him today.
James.
Number one.
James, don't do that. This is Dad
Number two,
speaking.
pretend you go to morning prayers in the chapel so you can be late for school every day, and they can't get you on that one. They're my two big ones from secondary school, buddy.
Oh, and what's more advice? What? Start with your hair long and then say that you've got religious reasons that you'll have long hair, so you can keep your long hair?
Well, he wanted to go real
Nah.
short. He was
He's
asking,
a short-haired
He was asking
guy.
for the drop fade only on Thursday. I said,
Yeah.
nah, mate.
No, you can't
do
we got to
that.
go real straight on day one, and we'll find out what's allowed and what's not.
Grow a rat's tail and say you identify as a bogan.
Ash, any advice? Because you notoriously decided to have no friends until grade 11, didn't you?
No, you'll be fine, mate. You'll make heaps of. My only advice would be Chat GPT. Get on it. Get on it.
Work out the best way to use
Homework
that,
or
mate.
what's that?
Stay one step ahead of the game with Chat GPT.
It's a game changer, my friend.
He's got that covered.
I know.
You're not even nervous
He knows
anymore,
more
are you,
about it
James?
than
You're
me.
not even
Fine.
nervous. No, he's fine.
No, they've got ChatGPT detectives now in their software.
Yes,
Yeah.
you stay one
It's not
step
good
ahead.
enough.
So do I,
James hasn't got
James.
that covered. Exactly.
I.
Oh,
Chat
no, you
GPT.
don't.
Yep.
It's your best friend, James.
Good luck, brother.
Yeah, good luck with the cricket too, mate.
Yeah, you'll smash it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right,
Yeah,
mate.
buddy.
Enjoy.
Talk to you after. Have fun. And any more advice, good or bad, on for your first day back? High
do you
school,
need?
first day back in grade and prep, maybe? Give us a score 13,
telling you.
24, 10.
Headbutt the toughest kid.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Talking first days, right in that time of the morning, I think, when everyone's heading off.
I
Back to school.
remember my first day at school, like grade one, Pialba State School up in Harvey Bay, and we took our mate from down the street, Bucko. We took him to school, so we pulled into Bucko's house to pick him up.
Yeah.
And his mum stood at the top of the stairs and said he's locked himself in the toilet and he's not coming out. And Bucko was crying in the toilet. And they brought him out, and I remember him sitting in the back seat next to Luke, and I were on either side, and Bucko was in the middle, and it was just like a soft sob as we headed off to school.
You guys would have been nice to him.
Well, actually,
but
I
having a
remember because we used to have a saying in our house, like our dad used to always go, if you don't stop that crying right now, I will give you something to really cry about.
You grew up with that one?
That's what, that was like a famous expression.
God.
that Dad would say, and I remember thinking, "You're lucky, Bucko, that Dad's not here."
I remember the first day of kindy for my eldest. We had to drop them off for only 3 hours, first day of kindy. And I was just not across the mum thing. All my mum friends were younger. So they just had babies or they hadn't had anything yet. And my mum wasn't around, so I didn't really know what I was doing. And anyway, I dropped him off, and then at the end of the day, I picked him up and I said, how'd it go? And they're like, yeah, it was great, but we need to chat to you about something. They said, you need to bring a lunchbox in. I'm like, what do you mean? And she goes, dropping him off with a soy chai latte and a muffin is not appropriate. I don't know. My mum never packed my lunches. Like, the only thing she put in a lunchbox was coins so I could go to Tuck Shop.
Tuck Shop. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I had tuck shop every day as well.
Yeah,
I was a pure
a tuck shop kid.
Yeah, same
Thank
here.
goodness, because
Yeah.
my mum's cooking is atrocious. Except for a casserole, that's good.
I had a kid at Aspley East that his mum used to drop him KFC every lunchtime. He'd walk up to the gate and get KFC.
Is he
I
still
kid
with
you
us?
not, I don't know. Probably. I don't know. I
Makes you
kid you
wonder.
not. You got KFC.
What, every day.
Yeah.
Oh, those pizza pockets, how good were they when they came out? Oh, I mean, fry your mouth. Like, I had a lisp for most of school because I'd eat those pizza pockets at morning tea,
burnt
piping
tongue.
hot. And I'd just be like, see you at the thesis, Cindy, for the rest of the day.
Jacinta out of Thornlands, you've called the advice hotline. Who have you got going off to school today?
The advice
We've got little Miss Charlotte.
Oh, Miss Charlotte. And where is she going?
We're going to Bayview.
We're already at Bayview.
Oh, she's already all
already
over
there.
it.
Go.
Yep.
What grade? Is this grade one?
This is, where are you going? Prep.
Bayview.
We're going into prep.
Going to prep. And
She seems pumped.
are you excited, Charlotte?
She's got distracted.
Oh, that's a sign of things to
We'll
come.
take that as a yes.
She'll be in the window seat watching the butterflies as they go past.
Yeah.
She seems ready to rock. I've got no advice for Charlotte. I think she's got it covered.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck.
No, actually, yeah. Still punch the toughest kid.
Go ahead, but the toughest kid. That's Lutsy's advice to
That's
Charlotte,
in life. That's what
who's
you do.
5.
Yeah.
Now, here we go. Northside represent out of Nunda. Harriet.
Hi.
Hi, Harriet.
Pumped. What school are you going to in Nunda, Harriet?
I'm not going to school in Nunda, but I'm going to St Margaret's in Ascot.
Oh, you know what? I might be. I've got to give a shout out to St Margaret's kids straight after the news too. It's a birthday today, so we'll do that.
But you don't have to worry about that, Harriet. We
No.
want to know about your first day. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited but a little bit nervous.
Oh, you're nervous because you're gonna end up with too many friends. Is that what you're worried about?
Yeah.
It's hard managing all the friends when you're the most liked person at school. Hey, Harriet.
Yeah.
Harriet, I'll tell you what's cool is that swimming pool at St Margaret's looks amazing. You're going to be swimming some laps, having some fun in that, I reckon.
Yeah, I will.
Oh, does the school have a good pool,
Oh,
does it?
great pool.
Oh, I was always so envious of the schools
Yeah,
with
yeah.
pools growing up.
It's amazing, actually.
We had to get on a bus to go and get wet somewhere. I was so jealous of the
Okay.
pools.
I have nothing to say.
No.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
I spent the weekend over at Stratty, at North Stratty, which is just magnificent. Have you been there?
I have not
No,
been
you've
there.
been to
You
Morton.
Don't try and get me to say I'm a Morton girl.
Yeah.
Which you are.
Nikki loves a Morton.
Yeah.
She's into Morton. But it's magnificent. It is.
Sorry, I'll ask you this every time.
Beautiful.
North Stratty is where? Is the
You
pub?
get-
The
Yeah,
I
the
stay
pub.
at? Okay, that's
Point
North
Lookout.
Stratty. Yeah, right, okay.
You've got Dunwich, Amity, and then Point Lookout.
Right.
And they're all good. We went out. My mum was over there, so we went to spend the weekend with my mum.
Yeah.
And we went to Brown Lake, which is a brown lake that they've got there.
Is it just all muddy
And
because of the tea tree
We
oil?
shall call it Brown Lake. Oh, great one, Gary.
And there's another lake called Blue Lake.
Oh, wow.
At least Brown Lake's brown.
Yeah, and
Blue
Gary-
Lake's not that blue, to be honest with you.
Where are they on Stratty?
No, Brown Lake's just behind Dunwich. Like when you get, if you, when the barge drops you off, if you just kept driving straight, 5 minutes down the road, you'd go to Brown Lake. It's really nice.
Is it? Even though it's brown?
No, it's beautiful. It's not brown. It's like tea coloured
It's
water.
tea tree.
Yeah, it is tea tree, yeah.
Like the Noosa River.
It's like a really.
So it's good for your skin.
I guess so. Yeah, it's good fun to swim in. And
Go
that.
in
It's
with a
beautiful fresh water.
fungal infection that ain't being identified yet.
There's no fungal
Come out your
infections.
cube.
My skin, my skin feels delightful.
Oh, does it?
That's fine. Come and have a feel. But we went there a different way. Normally, we'd drive from Point Lookout to Dunwich on the road. But Levi was saying, no, there's another way you can go where you can drive 4-wheel drive up Main Beach, up the beach, and then you cut in and take a sand track that brings you to.
Thanks.
Brings you to Brown Lake.
You wouldn't take 20-year-old
No.
Levi advice
No,
on
would
taking
not.
shortcuts in
How
an
the
island?
bloody hell would he know that?
Yeah, well, he done it before, so I went, oh, let's do that. So it was me and my 4-wheel drive, and my mum was behind in her 4-wheel drive. She's got a Land Rover.
Cruiser.
No, it's a Land Rover.
A Range Rover?
Range Rover.
There
She's
we
got
go.
she's got a Range Rover.
That's
and
a pish posh car to be
Yeah.
slinging around straight
Yeah.
on.
She's
They're not
got
supposed to
a
touch
Range Rover.
sand, are
Yeah, I
they?
didn't think they were allowed
That's
in
a
sand.
That's got soccer mum written all over it.
Levi was saying she's gangster.
Something.
She's
Real estate
gangster.
agent.
She's like 78, and she was like, yeah, I'll put it. We dropped the tyre pressure down to 24, and she came out onto the beach, and then when we got up to the track that you have to take this inland track,
Yeah, she sped up to get up there.
well, I've pulled her up onto the next to me. I stopped on the open beach, and I went, Mum, we're going to take this track here, so get behind me in my tracks. I'm gonna gun it.
Yeah,
Follow
get a
your
run
tracks.
up.
And you just follow me. But it was really hot day, and the sand was like really, really powdery.
Yeah.
And anyway, the point is, I'd wound my window down to talk to Mum, and she's like, "Yeah, well, okay, cool." So I've done a U-E, and I've headed for the track, but because my window was down,
Yeah.
when I've hit the really fine sand, and
Oh, no.
and you can't stop if you're 4-wheel driving. Once you get that momentum, you need that momentum to get up to the safe zone.
Or you bogged.
Yeah, or you bog. So you just got a foot flat to the floor as you get through. The sand started spraying like
In your face.
well, it up, but then the wind blew it all into my car. Like Mitch, it was like a huge powder puff just went off, and next thing I know, my whole still in my car now. I've tried to get it out, but there is just sand
It's there forever.
everywhere. Like the whole thing, the wind, just a perfect storm just blew all of this sand straight into into my car, and I've turned. Oh, and my mum's not going to make it here because it was a bit sketchy. And
Yeah.
we saw this Range Rover, the sand just flying everywhere, and here's this 78-year-old granny just flying straight through. Just made it up onto the
through?
safe zone. Yeah.
It's stressful.
Yeah.
It's stressful for me.
Well, it's stressful. Like, it is stressful because when you get bogged or if you get stuck on a high tide, you are in proper trouble.
Yeah.
Not only because you're going to lose your expensive vehicle, but you're going to end up a meme for life.
Yeah. Or dead.
Or that.
Yeah.
Or the wall of shame. Like if ever you go to Rainbow Beach before you go over to Fraser, you pull into the servo, the last servo where you can fill up before you go over, and they've got that.
All the photos of
all the
bogs.
photos of every car that's there. And he's just like, I never want to be on that board there.
Did you see the guy? Oh, sorry. Look,
You go.
no, did you see the guy over the weekend down in Melbourne who drove his hire car down onto the sand?
I saw
Oh,
something.
yeah, I
and
did
then
see that, actually, yeah.
I saw the person from the Today Show that
Yes.
came up and interviewed this guy.
It was the funniest
Yes.
interview ever.
That was a bizarre interview. It's like,
She's like, we think you're not going to get this out. It's like, nah, we've got to bet on it. And then he said, if I get this out, you owe me dinner.
To the chick from the Today
chick.
Show.
Yeah, on
She
the
went,
Today
"No,
Show.
mate."
And then she said, but this is going to be very expensive for you because this is a hire car. And he goes, no, it's a rental. It was the most outrageous interview ever. And he just kept hitting on the woman the entire time.
Yeah.
That was
And he was-
bizarre.
And yeah, that's where the story ends.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
I'm smarter than. I'm smarter than who?
The Brighton Answer deal is here, with one lucky person winning $100,000 off the price of their new home every month. Drop into your nearest Brighton display home today.
what a prize that is, $100,000 off your new home.
Massive.
Thank you, Brighton. Now, Renee out of Ningi. You there, Renee?
Yes, I am.
You know a good thing about school starting back, Luttsy, is we're going to get back. We're right in the sweet spot now, school drop-off. So we're going to have kids in the car heading to school, which means we're going to have an increase in the amount of live gimps.
Yep. Absolutely.
Now, who have you got there?
I've got Bailey and Byron in the car.
Right. What's Byron? Byron's going into year 5, is he, this year?
Yes, he is. Yep.
And what about Bailey?
Bailey is year 8 this year, so he doesn't start till Friday.
Have you got any other kids? And if so, do their names start with B too? Is that like a prerequisite?
Well, it was but I only got 2.
Right, Byron and Bailey.
Right.
Oh,
Byron and Bailey.
Are they bang up for a gimp, Renee?
Yes, they are.
Good.
Yes.
I'm making them anyway.
Yeah, good.
Good. Remember, Mitch, don't let me
boy
forget.
watch.
You know what I'm like. After we do this, make sure that I don't forget the kids.
I got you, buddy.
$100 we're playing for, Renee. Good luck to you. 30 seconds
Thank
on
you.
the clock, and your time starts now. On a QWERTY keyboard, how many vowels are in the middle row of letters?
5.
The Rock voices the character Maui in which Disney film?
Moana.
Which city is the Australian Tennis Open held in?
Victoria.
Ace,
Nope.
kings, queens, and dunce are terms used in which schoolyard game?
Handball.
Spell assembly.
ASSEMBLY.
Stop clock.
Just got in.
A Luttsy's, a veritable Luttsy's. 1 second left for you, Renee.
Wow.
Okay, I think you've done pretty well.
Thank you.
I think you've done pretty well.
Yeah, there are a couple there. I mean, unfortunately, just going back to, I think it was question 3, you did say Victoria as your answer.
Yeah.
Ash had started the next question, unfortunately.
So
Okay.
I can't accept that because
I mean, I'm just
Yep.
giving you the rules, buddy. I mean, if you want to
Yep.
override that with the quizmaster.
I can't make those decisions on the fly. I've got too much
That's right,
going
I
on
made
over
it for
here.
you, but I'm
Okay,
saying.
so we're
you
not
have some
accepting
sort of
that.
discretionary powers. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, Renee, I didn't forget, for Bailey and Byron,
Yeah.
count them in.
Yeah. Ready, guys? Bring in the gift. 1, 3, 2, 1. Bring in the gift!
Well, I mean, they were a little out of...
It was all over the shop.
Bailey was. Oh, can we do that again?
Well, I mean, you did go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. You gave them some weird. I mean, I blame you, Renee.
It was the worst countdown ever.
Kids don't know when to start. I mean, Bailey was 1, 2, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, we'll do it again. Ready?
All right, take 2.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Bring it again.
Yeah, that was way better. Way better. That's a solid 8 out of 10, guys. First day.
Oh, that's generous.
Yep, that's generous.
And this is how Hollow Coves do it.
Yeah.
Bring in the game, bring in the game, bring in the game. Bring in the game, bring in the game, bring in the game.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. 30 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. On a QWERTY keyboard, how many vowels are in the middle row of letters?
3.
The Rock voices the character Maui in which Disney film?
Moana.
Which city is the Australian Tennis Open held in?
Melbourne.
Ace, kings, queens and dunce are terms used in which schoolyard game?
Handball.
Spell assembly.
ASSEMBLEY.
Stop the clock. Give me a double 2 code.
Oh, that's tight. I can tell it's tight.
Oh.
Ooh, Daddy!
That sounds like the Hot Tour girl.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to start from the bottom and work up.
Mm-hmm. As you off time,
right.
But
as
what
you
about
off times
the quiz?
do. Oh, there you go.
Spell assembly.
Bawdy.
Yes.
Renee spelt it ASSEMBLY. Nikki spelt it ASSEMBLEY.
Oh, that's wrong.
Renee
got it
is
right.
correct.
Yeah.
Oh, this burns even more because my sister's called Renee and she ducks the school. So I feel like I'm getting my ass handed to me
by
again.
your sister.
Oh, yeah. All right.
1-0 to Renee. Ace, kings, queens and dunce are terms used in which schoolyard game? You both said handball.
Yeah, good.
Yep.
And that is correct. I wouldn't have known that. And we've been running the handball for years. What's dunce? What is that?
Well, when you play fours, I think it goes king, queen.
Oh, yes.
Dunce is the bottom of the barrel.
Newbie.
My brain's just still stuck on the QWERTY thing.
Yeah, that was tough.
That was outrageous.
It's 2-1, Renee. Third question. Which city is the Australian Tennis Open held in? Nikki, you nearly made the same mistake as Renee.
Oh.
Renee said Victoria.
I know, I was like, ugh.
You went to say Victoria and then you corrected yourself to
that
Melbourne,
was
which is
fine.
what Renee did as well, but I'd already started asking the next question, so we couldn't accept it. Nikki gets that one correct. Melbourne.
Yep.
Oh,
Congratulations.
thanks, Renee.
It's not over yet.
And that ties it up at 2-2.
We're still going.
The Rock voices the character Maui in which Disney film? You both said Moana. That's correct.
Yep.
It's 3-3.
Uh-oh.
And then this one. On a QWERTY keyboard, how many vowels are in the middle row of letters? Nikki said 3. Renee said 5. Correct answer is 1. The letter A. It's a 3-all draw,
so
but
it's
Nikki
to-
wins on time.
Oh! Sorry, Renee.
Congratulations, Nikki.
Thank you.
I thought you
Sorry.
left the door ajar with your misspelling of assembly.
I know. Why'd I put an E in there? What
is
a...
very
That was a
strange.
brain fart, that
Brain
one.
fart. That's what it
Yeah. Oh, well, he's in the basement.
It's not a basement, it's a cave. It's a whole system of
By the
caves.
way, it's stupid.
It's not a basement. I don't walk down steps. I walk in through a cavernous opening. What? Okay, what have we got here for you? I tell you what, I've got one more family. Last 4 tickets to see A Complete Unknown, that Bob Dylan film, Renee. You want to go see that? Timothy Chalamet at his absolute best. He was pretty good on Saturday Night Live too. What do you think, Ash?
I saw a little bit of him on Saturday Night Live, but he got nominated for the Academy Award for this performance with Dylan.
Yeah, fair play.
Have you been listening to Dylan's songs since the movie?
Oh, I haven't really, but I haven't had time. I've been busy on the weekend.
That's great.
Sit in the car listening to Bob Dylan, mate. I'm a busy man.
Look, Renee's excited.
And I'll give you $100. I feel like you'd enjoy a bit of retros. You can take a couple of your girlfriends to retros on the Brunswick Street Mall. $100 voucher there. You have the big fishbowl cocktails and have a bit of fun there. And
Oh, it sounds perfect for my birthday.
yeah, throw it out wide front. Oh, there you go. Lovely, lovely.
That might I do.
Okay.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
We have a friend of the show joining us, guys.
We do, because we're going back to school. Well, most Most kids are going back to school today, and who better to speak to than the Minister for Education and the Arts, JP Langbroek. Welcome.
Well, here to me. Hey, do I get into the car competition as well? I'm on air.
Yep, you're in.
Yeah.
Just say yes. I don't believe I'm actually in.
No, technically you're on air. You're in.
That's true.
Okay, I'm in.
And if
Will I have to declare it?
No, yeah, well, that's up to you, buddy. I mean,
Depends
you know.
on how many mates you've got
$300.
high
I
up
have to
there.
declare anything over 300.
Yeah,
Oh, is that
careful.
what the rule is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We definitely do then. But
Okay. That's if I win.
that's if you win. Yeah, that's if you win.
Okay. All right. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, indeed. Only one. You've only got one constituent in the room right now, but I can see you're trying harder because you do have one constituent in the room. Ash Bradley.
Is Ash a constituent?
Yes.
I thought he was at like Broadwater or Runaway Bay or something.
No. I've switched back. I did go there briefly, but I'm back in your electorate.
For those listening at home,
anything you need, okay? Anything.
Well, be careful. Be careful. I don't have any $300 limit type things I need to declare.
Well, if I get the car, I'll split it with you.
Okay, all right, deal.
Oh, jeez, this is all in jest.
half a Kia each.
Yeah. So what are we doing? Kids are back at school.
Yeah, kids are back at school. So, JP...
Hey, aren't we glad? All the mums and dads right now, I can see it. Oh, hurry up. Where's the lunch? Have you packed? Where's your shoes?
You're well clear, though, aren't you? Like,
Easily.
Bronte's well out of school. Who else you got?
What was Bronte like first day at school, too? I reckon she probably would have been cool, actually. I can't see Bronte.
Well, she had an older sister, so they were all pretty relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bronte's radio host.
So what are you doing as Minister for Education, JP?
Yeah, good question.
What changes are going to happen? Are you at a
You mean
PIF
like
Napland?
today, like right now, Nikki? Like you want to know? I'm in the traffic on the gateway on the way to a brand new school at Ipswich.
So
new school.
A new school, so you're going to go and, is that where Gout goes? No, where's he go?
Yeah, he's at Ipswich Grammar.
Yeah. Oh, right. So you're going to go and cut some ribbons at some new schools today?
Well, I don't think it's the official opening. It's just welcoming people with people going, who's this bloke? Who's this bloke standing here with the principal?
And why is
That'll
he
be what
dressed
it's
like
like.
someone on the Gold Coast? Last time
Well,
I met you...
I'm not dressed like that. I'm very respectably
He only does that for the polo.
He was wearing bright orange loafers when I was
That's very
interviewing
JP.
him. It was so He looked like a really glamorous duck.
And I will say, JP takes up a lot of the slack for when the now Premier David Crisafulli is unavailable due to other things. You seem like you've been the guy that steps in. You're a very busy politician, JP.
Yes, thank you, mate. I was Shadow Minister for Multiculturalism, which meant going to a lot of those events. So good to see you've been following the Instagram, at JP Langbroek, everyone.
Yes,
I do. Give himself a plug.
Hey, genuine question, JP, given your portfolio. I presume, do many new schools open because so many people have seemed to be moving to Queensland? Like, how does that actually work?
Yeah, is there being a big influx
Yeah, how
of
do you find
students? Do you have a
land?
number?
We have 2 this year. We have only a couple planned for next year because planning and expenses have meant that we haven't built as many as we should. So obviously that's an important thing for our government now to make sure that we do not just end up with giant super schools, because we have a lot of parents who are very upset that we end up having to, depending on where you live, you may not be able to go to the school that you want because so many of them are quite large.
Yeah, because of the catchment area.
Is
And
it
it is
catchment?
overwhelming.
Exactly, Nikki.
And it's overwhelming for a lot of kids to go to big schools. Everyone's kind of favouring the smaller schools, I'm finding.
Yeah, you'd want that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we want
Well,
a
that's
small
true.
school
I
for
also
our
have
kids.
I've had parents who write to me now, even on Instagram. It's quite amazing how they can just contact you and say, my son has issues and I really want him to go to this particular school and he's been ruled out. Why won't you do something about it? And I'm used to responding, but it's hard to do that when it's about a really formal type of,
Like, well, give me a gift
thing.
under $300 and I might be able to hook a brother up. Your Instagram, I've been giving you a hard time for years about your Instagram because if you see his photos, he's always taking the selfie at the event and he looks like the seagull at like the Gapper.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Because he's close up to the camera.
The speed camera.
You know, the seagull on the speed
I see
camera,
what
or
you're
just a
doing.
seagull at the MCG. There's
He's
always
got long
a seagull
arms.
in the foreground.
He's got long arms.
No, he's got short arms.
short
Yeah,
arms.
I
long
know,
arms.
but I've got to take them because there's never anyone. You always got to stop and ask someone if they take a photo. Or like yesterday when I was at the inauguration of the honorary consul of Bhutan. I said, will you please send me the photos? Guess what?
Didn't send them.
Didn't do it.
Didn't send them. Had to use the selfie. At JP Langbrook, have a look. I posted last night.
No one can spell Langbrook.
Yeah, I know.
He agrees with that. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's exciting stuff. Well, anyway, but big time for kids right around the state, mate. So, and good luck with
Of course
everything.
it is. We all remember our first day. God, my first day at Burleigh Head State School. My kids' first day going to high school for the first time.
It's
get a few photos.
Event.
Yeah.
It is. We get photos of it. Well, I had to find some for today's Instagram video of my kids' first day at school.
Were you prefect then, spirit leader?
I was school captain.
I was going to say house captain if he wasn't
something.
house captain, but he was school captain.
Guys like
There
him.
were a lot. There were a lot of school captains in the parliamentary.
bet there is.
Honestly, we've got like 93 members of parliament, and I know that in our new government, there are a number of people who, in their maiden speech, they usually open with, "I was school captain."
Well, it's a natural segue, really,
That's what
isn't
happens
it?
to them. They go into politics. School captain.
Yeah, Ted O'Brien was mine.
Well, they've got to boss someone around.
Yeah.
It's a natural progression, isn't it? Mind you went via dentistry, which you probably
Oh, you
found.
did. So
out.
you're a dentist. God, you're a
Very
weird
unusual,
guy.
isn't it?
Now he's the education minister.
Yeah, so he's
thank you.
JPBD, MP on the SP on the GC.
It's like
We've done that line before, Nikki.
We have, the Nova audience haven't heard it, so I'm just recycling some old gags here.
Very nice. Right, well, you enjoy your day at Ipswich.
No, then Park Ridge and then into Cabinet, but I can't talk about it.
Oh, jeez.
All right, well, everyone follow.
What a shame. We really were hoping to have that discussion on the show this morning.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Yeah, we were talking about dreams earlier in the show. I'm having a weird one where me and LeBron James having weird ones where we're preparing for some sporting event or something, and then but we never actually get to play in the event because we wake up just as the preparation
Just
and the
before
warm-up is
it
happening.
happens. Is this similar to when, like, sometimes I've had a dream like where I'm falling and I'm going to hit the ground, and just before I hit the ground, I wake up.
Or do you startle like a baby, where you go,
Yeah. Yeah.
you like punch your wife? No, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can't,
I accidentally
yeah.
throw a rogue arm out.
Yes, that's what I meant. Definitely what I meant.
A stray backhander.
Yeah.
Mind you, he's wrapped a bandana on his head. He could fight.
Yeah.
It's, I think, there's anxiety around myself and LeBron about, something you want to do that you don't feel like you're capable of. Like when the dream ends.
Oh, is that what it is?
Is that what it means?
Oh, that means you're not capable of it.
Yeah, so LeBron had some fears that he wouldn't make it in the NFL. So in his dreams, he was warming up and going through the drills and the whole process, doing press conferences, but he never actually got to play the game in his dreams. In the same way that I never got to commentate a weird golf event
So,
in my dream last night.
so can I ask you, because you know a fair bit about this, I keep dying in my dreams. Usually it's a plane crashing nearby, or I get shot, or
Well, it's usually this,
I thought it was impossible to die in your dreams.
Yeah, how do you die in a dream?
Yes.
Do you wake up as you die?
your body goes really, really cold. It's
Really?
weird, yes. I get like the full death chill. and
Right,
then
so
I
when
wake up.
you wake up, you're cold.
Yes, that's what wakes
real
me
life?
up. Yeah, because I'm like, oh crap, I just died again.
Like a,
yeah.
okay.
So what was that about?
Well, I mean,
what is that
It's
about?
weird that because if it was just planes, that'd be there'd be something in that, not necessarily planes, but something as far as your inability to, or you wanting to travel more or experience
probably
more
less.
things. Yeah,
Probably less. But it's been.
But you're saying you get shot as well. All sorts
I
of
get
things.
shot and fall off cliffs, and
No,
I have a rough time at
good,
night.
That's not a good thing. Yeah, that's that's an anxiety thing around your inability to sort of, something you can't do or you want to do that you can't do. It's a similar kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, actually, I haven't had one since I got a salaried job.
Well, there you go.
Give it
So
time.
Maybe that was
That's
what-
interesting. That's interesting. You thought that your career was dying a slow death.
Every day, after every gig, I'd walk off and do
Well,
an
there you go.
autopsy
Okay,
and
there
then
you
do it
go.
again in my dream. That's
Yeah.
probably what it
That's
was.
probably what it is, particularly if it stopped now that you've got more of an income.
I think it's because I actually don't get into a deep sleep anymore because I'm just waiting to punch my mobile when it wakes me up at 4.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But it is,
13, 24, 10, I'm happy to open up the dream analysis.
Test the skills outside the room.
Yeah.
Again.
If
Yeah.
you got one, hit me up.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Run out of time, mate. We got time for one dream, though. Wouldn't mind.
Well, let's do it. We got Mira Lee, who's called us out of Acacia Ridge. Good morning.
Hi, how's it going?
Yeah, good. Wait, I thought you were playing Taylor Swift. What's
This is Wildest Dreams.
Wildest Dreams. There you go. Yeah, just to
create some ambience.
She said in the Super Bowl. Mira Lee, what do you got?
Yeah.
What do you got dream wise?
Oh, it's just so yucky. It's a recurring dream.
Oh yeah.
And I've had it for years now. So you'd just be driving along in your car, not speeding, just a normal speed, but you needed to stop. And no matter how hard I try and move my leg or step on the brake, I just can't. It's just not braking.
Oh, and then does anything eventuate from that, or do you wake up on the just not being able to brake?
Well, like I don't crash or anything like that, but it's just that sheer panic of not being able to brake that ends up waking me up. Like, it's just anxiety-ridden.
Yeah, anxiety is a common recurring theme, isn't it, Mira Lee?
He's even got out a pen and paper, but he's just written Triple M.
Mira Lee put the
Five M's.
bullet in the chamber there for you. Like, is that an anxiety, or are you just saying that's anxiety? Because
No, I mean, it's not.
it's not
not just anxiety.
You know, when your heart's racing and that sort of thing, like, that's actually, as I'm dreaming, that's how my body's going.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunately, and I'm not going to say be specific in relation to. Are you married?
No.
Okay. I mean, it's something in life that you can't stop, but you need to stop.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, if it had been a relationship, there's a possibility if you were in a relationship, it could have been a relationship
Is
where,
there anything
for whatever reason,
you were going to doom the relationship if she ever
yeah,
said
well, I'm not saying because I don't know enough about the details of this, but it's not for Mira Lee, I don't think. But there is something that you're hanging on to that you probably should let go in life. I don't know what specifically that is, but that's
Can you
that's
think
what that
of
dream's
anything
telling
that
you.
might relate
Well,
to,
you know,
Mira Lee?
Funny you should say that, because over the years, you know, previously, yes, I was partnered up, and yes, I probably did need to stop that relationship a long time ago.
Have you had the
held on
dreams?
to it for a little bit too long, and now that you say it like that, I probably haven't had the dream in approximately a year, which is about how long I've not been in that relationship now.
And you can still have that dream if you do still have it. I think it will still be giving you a gentle reminder now from time to time that you've made that decision, or that decision's been made by whoever, whatever, and now you need to leverage that and move onwards and upwards from it.
That's really interesting. Because I've thought about this for a while, about what does this mean? So,
Even if he's not right, it's good information to take into life, isn't it? To be aware and go, hang on, do I need to pump the brakes on someone or something in my life?
Yeah. Oh, I like that. That's cool, because I was like, I heard you guys talking about it. I was like, I'm going to get my dream book out now and see what it says.
And sometimes the relationship might just be the impetus to change other things in your life, but it's like, okay, well, that's happened there, and then maybe there's other areas in your life that might apply to as well. But that's the dream now. If it is still happening, it's just giving you a mental sort of reminder.
You're like Whoopi Goldberg in Ghost.
Yeah.
No, you.
Me. Thank you. I'd get that a lot, actually.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Plenty of sport to catch up on, and you can watch it all, of course, on KO. And Mel Jones. Every Monday we talk to someone from KO, and we've got the former Australian cricketer Mel Jones joining us this morning.
Cricket at the moment.
Morning, Mel. I watched a bit of the Big Bash final last night. I saw Dave Warner.
Hurricanes got home, eh?
The Hurricanes got home, so the Big Bash finally comes to a close. It seems like it's been going forever, the Big Bash.
And isn't that a perfect world? No. Look, yeah, when you're in it, sometimes it does. But it's been an amazing tournament, and huge congrats to the Hobart Hurricanes with their first title. Nathan Ellis, an absolute superstar of a player, but he's led the boys down there well. And Mitch Owen, wow, there's a new name for everyone to hang on to. 2 centuries this season alone, and one in a monster final, and he's a homegrown Tassie boy as well. So they'll be He'll be absolutely heaving down in Hobart for the next week.
Would that bring his things like his Indian Premier League stakes higher? It's always confusing how some players seem to get huge money and then some of these dudes that are smashing balls everywhere struggle to get in. It's bizarre how it sort of happens, really.
Yeah, it is. Look, and it just depends a little bit on the personnel at the teams and who knows who a little bit as well in terms of just sort of seeing these guys up and close. But, for an IPL team, you get him pretty cheaply and you've got some serious talent there, so why wouldn't you look at him?
That'd have to raise a few eyebrows going, look, just put a circle around his name. Was it 39 balls? 39 balls for the century?
Yeah. 36 sixes this season, which is a record as well.
Oh,
and they were huge. They were out of Bell Reeve most of the nights as well.
Yeah, it was a small ground to play 2020 on. Bad night to be a bowler.
And what about with the women's Ashes?
Yeah, it's all ramping up to the final test, which I'm buzzing. The fact that we're back at the MCG, the first time in over 70 years that we've been there. We're celebrating 90 years of women's Ashes cricket, day-night test. So we're expecting some wonderful crowds to come along and not just cheer on the Aussies, but we all love betting the Poms, don't we? But to send them packing without winning a game will be also very enjoyable too.
Yeah, that's a day-night test as well. And I saw Michael Clarke, just talking about cricket, he was inducted into the Australian Cricket Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he was. Huge honour for Clarkey. I mean, what he did underneath his leadership with the Australian men's team across white ball, red ball, it all. And, saw his comments the other day. And, yeah, he's naturally over the moon.
Do you get a break now, Mel? What are you going in next?
No.
Just a European holiday? What do you do?
I wish, wouldn't that be nice? Oh, my God. Champions Trophy in Pakistan with the Aussie boys. So hopefully, they can get another title under their belt, and the Women's Premier League in India.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
And don't forget, Australia-England, this runs Thursday through to Sunday at the MCG. 1:30 play starts every day, and you can watch it live and ad-free on KO. And we'll talk to you next Monday, Mel.
Thanks, Mel.
Sounds awesome. Thanks, team.
The Ash, Luttsy and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Oh, dear.
At post-long weekend, Phil.
What won the hottest 100? Anyone?
Producer Alicia?
Chapel Roan. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Chapel Roan.
Chapel Roan.
What was the song?
Have we got that, Mitch?
Yeah.
I saw her performing live, and I must admit I've missed the whole. I know she's a big phenomenon, and I've kind of missed it all over the holidays.
Jumped up quick, it seemed.
Really quick, but then I saw her performing live.
Maddie Rose, the person that got me on her.
She's incredible
Really?
live. Yeah, she's just got that
Where's she
factor. Mitch, where's she from?
America?
She seems like a bomb.
Back to you, Alicia.
Alicia, where's she from?
She's American.
She is American?
She's from like some country state, like in the middle of nowhere.
She comes from unaffected roots. There you go. That's why. Because she's got no time for the fame game, anything like that. But the exciting thing for me was watching the women's tennis final last week, and I know you guys missed it, and you've watched every other game, but you missed this one. But the highlight for me was Sabalenka's speech. It was the best thing ever because she didn't win.
She cracked the sads.
She had the
Did she bust a racket?
Live, I was like, oh, shit, she's lost it. Oh,
Busted
my God,
the
she's a bad loser.
Put the towel over her head, had a good cry, then stormed off, then came back, and she still looked quite sour-faced while Madison Keys was giving her speech. And then
she left the court.
She left the
There was a photo
court.
of her walking down the hallway.
Brushed the ceremony.
She came back for it.
No, she's Belarusian, isn't she?
She's Belarusian.
When she came out, she's standing still upset. I'm like, what is going to come out? But she walked up, she smiled, and then she turns to her team and she goes, first of all, this is your fault.
Yeah, that's right. She did.
Then she goes, I hate you. I don't want to see you for a week. And then she goes, oh, but really I should thank my team, blah, 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 blah. And that was her speech. And I've never related to a speech any more than that one because I'm the worst loser on the planet. And I remember last year I did that show, The Big Trip, and when I lost something and you've got cameras on you and you're trying to cope with losing something and in a rage it just bubbled out, but they cut it out.
She had inner rage.
She had
they edited it out
They
for you.
edited
Well, you were
it out.
lucky there, weren't you?
You
Yeah,
dodged a
so I
bullet.
come across as,
A good loser.
a good sport,
Yes.
and I really wasn't. I was kicking snow and pushing the fence, and
So that's good television, though, right?
Yeah.
and they cut it out.
Why?
So I don't know. So nobody employ me.
The Ash, Luttsy, and Nikki Osborne podcast.